Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode we're going to do some wiring on the engine, and also we're going to do a leak down test to make sure all the valves are good before we put the stage 2 cams in. Let's do it. Alright guys, so not really a lot to do with the wiring. I need to get these 3 wires that are hardwired through the connectors. So they've got to go through these ones here. I've also got to shorten the injector wiring, make that look a lot neater, and I've got to sheath it all up. Cool. So this side's pretty much done. I just need to shorten that one. This one's already shortened because we had a loose connection. Sorry, a loose connection in there. So we've got 2 purple wires that aren't being used. We need to figure out what they can do. And we have 3 wires. This orange one here, which I think that's a 5-volt source for a sensor. I will track it back on that and see what it goes to. And I've got an power supply, which I don't know why I used black for a power supply. It must have been the only one I had left. And I've got a red one here, which is another power supply. So we'll see what they are for. Maybe the injectors. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Alright, so I figured it out. This is a 5-volt for sensors. Comes up here. So we'll tap that through one of these. We've got 12-volt fused, which goes to injectors. We've got 12-volt fused, which goes to ignition coils. So pretty simple. Should be able to get them through here. We have two fatties, which I think were actually these. So we'll just have to go to the back side of the brown connector, and we'll tap into it on that side. It's going to make it a lot neater, and we'll find one for the 5-volt supply for the sensors, which we've got heaps there because I've taken out TGVs. That's why there's so many extras on there, guys. Yeah, TGVs and the motors and everything, so there's quite a few. Alright guys, so all of the hard wires that I did are all back into the connection. They're actually back onto their original wiring. So stuffed up a little bit there. But now we can finish off this loom. The only thing we need to do is to shorten the injectors, which is pretty easy. So we can start taping it all up, because pretty much just going to be putting that to there. Alright, she's looking a lot better now. All I need to do is 3 of the injectors, and we're all good for the engine loom. I'm just going to work out that side as well. So we've got an oil pressure sensor that I need to go to the Haltech. I've got a few wires over there for the Haltech that are not connected, that need to be connected. But yeah, spin this one, that one's already done, and then the 2 on this side to be shortened. So it's pretty much just snipping off that connector and putting on that one. Alright guys, it's the next day and it's just past 11 PM. I've just finished wiring the injectors. They're a bit neater now. There, a short one there, nice short one here. Tuck that into the loom a bit more, and I redid this ignition coil as well, because that was all slimy and cut, and it was disgusting. So I cleaned that up. Tomorrow I'm going to take the intake manifold off from here. I'm going to take the coils and plugs out, and we're going to do a leak down test. So I'm also going to take out the drain plug, and we're going to actually have it on its end when we do it, so I can hear if there's blow by past the rings, because I should be able to hear it coming out of the sump. If we hear it coming out of the exhaust, we've got exhaust valves that are not seating properly. We hear it coming out of one of the ports. Then we have obviously an intake that is not sealing. Also, what I'm going to do is get all this off and take the belt off, so it all just goes to fully sealed, and then we'll start tearing it down in a future episode. So we need a new belt. Anyways, that's me done for tonight. We'll come back tomorrow and do all that stuff I just said. Alright guys, it's the next night. Once again, we're going to take the intake manifold off. So we'll get this earth strap here off. So just the top part of the manifold, the TGV deletes will stay on there. So the fuel rails will stay on there too. We'll get the spark plugs and coils out. And we'll get the pulleys and stuff off the front. We'll get the belt off so all of the cams spin around to fully closed. And well, it's pretty late. It's about 10 o'clock, so I'm not really going to be starting that up, but we'll get everything ready to do a leak down test when I get home tomorrow after work, when it's acceptable to run a compressor. Alright guys, so I've got the leak down test on this front one here, and we're at 20, no, let's try again, 20%. Oh yeah, it's rings. Hear that going through to the sump. Down the front. Can't hear exhaust. Can't hear intake. So we are 20%. Alright. So we set it 0. We're at 10%. Rings. I think it still rings. And there's the oil. It's very sensitive. We might need more pressure. Oh, about 8%. Not exhaust. Rings. Not intake. Alright. Rings. Remember, this is cold, so they haven't expanded yet. The piston hasn't expanded. About 5%. Actually, I forgot to go check the intake, didn't I? Hear it through the breathers. Alright, so here are spark plugs. Right side, left side, front, rear. All about the same. Not too bad. So guys, there we have it. Leak down test. Hopefully you can see that. So left front 8%, right front 20%, left rear 5%, right rear 10%. It's not too bad. Looking at the gauge, green for low goes all the way up to 40. So it's not so bad. And I know there's quite a bit of difference between 20 and 5%. Anyways guys, that is it for this episode. Got a little bit done. Stripped the engine down a bit. We have a new bracket for here because I think I've stripped that one a bit, or this one actually. You get a new pulley for that one. We'll have to get a new kit. Yeah, getting there. I'll chuck the intake back on. And what do you guys think of doing a forward facing one? Because it looks like it actually clears my alternator. Just have to play around with the wiring just a little bit, but look pretty good. Yeah, because I think this might be banging a bit there, and it might be rubbing through there, and I want to shorten intercooler piping, maybe even shorten it that much that we have a top mount situation thing going on. But anyways guys, hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch you next episode when we work on the Forester again. Also been working on the Skylines. There might be another video of the Skyline, but if you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.